What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. It is the highly anticipated opening day of Major League Baseball. We have a 14-game slate on hand. And before we get into all the picks, I'm just going to let you guys know. I am not going to show you guys every single pick, how I came to it, and which app. Just know the last 2 weeks I've been researching all the games, all opening day games. We're going to go through the spread, the over-unders, player props. Man, let's just jump right into this. And one more caveat before we start. Today, since it's opening day, we're going to be playing our hitter props one style. We're going to be doing 2 total bases. That means if you accumulate 2 singles or if you hit a double. So all batter props today, batter, hitter, player props will be 2 total bases. All right, the first game today, we have the Milwaukee Brewers heading to the Bronx to play the Yankees. It's a 3 o'clock game. We will be taking the Yankees in the spread here. We're also going to be playing the under 8 runs allowed total. Then our 2 total bases. We're going with 3 players, all Yankees here. We're going with Cody Bellinger, Aaron Judge, and Paul Goldschmidt. Then we turn to the pitching side. We're going to take Rendon over his 5.5 strikeouts. And we're taking Peralta under his 5.5 Ks. Next game up, we have the Baltimore Orioles versus the Toronto Blue Jays. I won't be playing the spread here. I'm going to take Baltimore money line. We're going over 8.5 runs scored. For the 2 total bases, 2 total bases. We got Vlad Jr., we got Anthony Santander, and Adley Rutschman. For our pitching, we're going Zach Eflin under 3.5 Ks. Jose Barrios, I don't know if I'm going to play him. This is 30% confidence here. I did my research. I was a bit torn. If I was going to play him, I would take his over, but I'm not super confident. There is a chance he could finish right at 4 strikeouts, so I'm not confident in playing him, but Eflin under 3.5 Ks for sure. Next, we got the Boston Red Sox versus the Texas Rangers. I got the Red Sox covering the 1.5 spread. I got this game under 7.5 runs. And for our 2 total bases, we got Devers, Corey Seager, Jock Peterson. So those will be our 3 players from this game with the 2 total bases. Also, we have Crochet over 6.5 strikeouts, as well as Uvalde 5.5 strikeouts. So both pitchers, we will be playing the over here. All right, the next game up is the Philadelphia Phillies versus the Washington Nationals. I have the upset Washington. I'll be playing the money line here. I'm taking over 7.5 runs. And for our 2 total bases, we got Bryce Harper, CJ Abrams, and we're playing Josh Bell as well. For pitching, we'll only be focusing on Zach Wheeler here, and we'll be taking his over 6.5 Ks. Next game up, we have the Cleveland Guardians versus the Kansas City Royals. I'll be taking the Kansas City Royals here, plus in the spread, 1.5. We're going under 7.5 total points. For our 2 total bases, we'll be playing Bobby Witt, Jonathan India, and Jose Ramirez. We will not be taking no pitcher props here in this game. Next game up, we have the New York Mets versus the Houston Astros. We'll be taking the New York Mets money line here. We're going over 8 total runs. For our 2 total bases, we'll be playing Alvarez from the Astros, and then Lindor and Soto from the Mets. For pitcher, we have Clay Holmes going over 4.5 strikeouts. Next game up, we have the Atlanta Braves versus the San Diego Padres. We will be playing the San Diego Padres money line here, over 6.5 runs scored. And for our two total bases, we'll be playing Fernando Tatis, Manny Machado, and Matt Olson. For strikeouts, we're taking Chris Sale over 5.5, and we're going to go under 5.5 for King. We have the San Francisco Giants going up against the Cincinnati Reds here. We're going to be taking Cincinnati to cover the spread in the upset, 1.5 points. We'll be taking under 7.5 total score. And for their two total bases, we have Jung-Ho Lee, Ellie De La Cruz, and Matt Chapman. For our pitching player props, we'll be taking Logan Webb over 4.5 and Hunter Green over 6.5. Next game up, we have the Los Angeles Angels versus the Chicago White Sox. We'll be playing the Angels to cover the spread here, 1.5 points. We're going under 7.5 total points. For our batting props, the two total bases, we have Mike Trout, Jorge Soler, Tim Anderson, and Luis Robert. For our pitching stats for this game, player props, we're going to go Kikuchi over 6.5 strikeouts and Burke under 4.5. After that, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Miami Marlins. We'll be taking the Pittsburgh Pirates money line here, under 6.5 total points. We'll have no hitter props here. We're not going to force nothing. For the pitching props, we have Paul Skeens over 6.5 strikeouts and Sandy Alcantara over 4.5 strikeouts. Then we have the Minnesota Twins versus the St. Louis Cardinals. We have Minnesota covering the 1.5 spread here. We have under 7.5 total points. We have two hitter props for the two total bases, both Carlos Correa and Buxton. For our pitching props, we have Lopez of the Twins going under 5.5 strikeouts, as well as Sonny Gray of the Cardinals, the same exact under 5.5 strikeouts. Then we have the Detroit Tigers versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. We have the Dodgers covering the spread here, 1.5 points. We're going over 6.5 runs total score. For our two total bases, all three of them will come from the Dodgers. We have Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, and Will Smith. And for pitching, we're only going to be playing Blake Snell here, over 6.5 strikeouts. Next, we have the Athletics versus the Seattle Mariners, and we will be playing an upset here. We're going to be taking the Athletics money line. For our two total bases, we have Julio Rodriguez, Victor Robles, and Brent Rooker. For our pitching props, we're going to take Severino over 5.5 strikeouts, and Logan of the Mariners will be taking under 6.5 Ks. Then we're down to our final game of the day, the Chicago Cubs versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. And here we'll be taking the Arizona Diamondbacks money line, under 8.5 total runs. For our two total bases, we'll take Kentrell Marte, Corbin Carroll, and Kyle Tucker. For our pitching props, we're going Zach Gallen over 4.5 Ks and Steele over 3.5 strikeouts. Once again, thank you guys for watching this video. I do ask a favor of anyone that is, though. Please go into the comments and let me know what you're playing today, or which is your favorite pick of the day. The more we share, the better chance of any of us get a winner. We're sharing insight, we're sharing knowledge with each other. We have a long season ahead of us. Please enjoy your day today, opening day baseball, and I hope to catch you in the next video tomorrow. Thank you guys.